My name is Joshua Copeland. We're going to be going over one of the .NET Framework 4 programs that I just quickly designed here in a matter of a few hours. I just needed to build a quick application that would generate random serial numbers for a program that I could build in serial numbers into. So it was kind of more of a program just to generate the serial numbers, but I'm going to open source it, so attached to this video is also a link with the source code written in C#, again using the .NET 4 framework. So let's go ahead here and I'm going to load Visual Studios 2010 because this is Visual Studios 2010 project. Alrighty, so here let's go ahead and open up the form. If you double click on serialgen.cs, you will then see the GUI of the application that is open sourced by us. Go ahead and run it by hitting the arrow or F5 on your keyboard. And so basically what this application does is allows you to generate random serial numbers. So here on the bottom I can specify how many serial numbers I want to generate. So I'll go ahead and do 3,000. And then I can have some pre-text and post-text to my serial number 2, and I'll go ahead and show you that here in a second. So first there's this method, which is the GUID method, and basically GUID is a class that's built into the .NET 4 framework. It's supposed to generate unique identifier keys, and you can kind of use them to attach to objects and stuff when you're programming. So in a sense, this is kind of using this wrong, which is the reason why I made the second alternative here, which is use a random method to randomize. And if you first let's clear the serials and then use that, you'll see a very similar looking serial number. I mean, notice how these are kind of just random, like there's uppercase, lower, all kinds of stuff going on. But I'm going to show you how to edit that here too in a second. But this is really good for also MySQL. So you could be like insert into, user table, and then whatever value. I know the syntax, but I'm just showing an example of how you could actually use this. Close it, whatever, and then we can hit use, or let's clear serials, use, and then here is basically we'll generate all of our MySQL insert statements or whatever for those serial numbers, so you can then use these programmatically to insert into your application. There's a save feature I've also built in, so you can export this entire output to just a text file. Save me. And that's it. And it exports to a text file, and everybody's happy. So let's go over the code real quick, and then I will quit bothering you. And you can then tune in next month to our next podcast, which we will go over some new software, also in C#, but very exciting social media software that's going to be released next month. There is a beta release this month, but that's already closed now. So look forward to our next podcast. But now let's go over the code here. So the code basically has a few different sections, like the tool menu strip, save. This is actually how the save dialog functions. But what's really cool about Visual Studios 2010 is if you go back to the design view of it and you just click on one of the buttons, you'll then be able to click on it to get to the code of where that actually functions. So when I just click that, I got here, which is command GUID click, which is this is basically how it works. It takes the integer of this box, whatever value you put in there, and then it puts the maximum on the progress bar here, just to show you the progress bar, how that works a little bit. And we set the maximum to the maximum of how many they want to create. Get the pretext, the post-text. There's a for loop that basically goes in a loop for how many times, and this is the GUID method. The other method, which I was talking to you about, lowercase and uppercase, well, here you would be able to change those to all uppercase if you just want to change however this output. So you can make this however long or short you want, but this will give you, and here you can even see the little dashes I put in between, just so I could generate those and have that little dash there. So I already pre-formatted it in a sense, but I could get rid of that as well, and have a serial number without dashes or whatever. And that's pretty much how the application works. What's really cool, I think, about the save feature, though, when you save it to a plain text file, this is probably one of the most sleekest and easiest ways of exporting a rich text box. You can actually do rich text box.save file and then just specify the file name and take the stream of the text box, and bam, you got yourself a text file that you can output. So I hope this helps out people out there who are programming for C#. If you have questions, please feel free to visit fastmarketingsolutions.com. Again, look forward to our next podcast every first weekend of the month. Thank you.